Phillip Brooks, Kansas State wide receiver, return specialist, with us on 365 Sports at Big 12 Pro Days in Frisco. What's this been like today? What's the experience been like for you? And do you like this setting with what they've done?
It's a great opportunity as far as being in front of all these scouts. You don't get that at a traditional pro day. So, and then seeing the players and the people you competed against, I think that was good, catching up with them and networking with them and just talking with them and stuff like that. It was a long day. Been here since 5:30, but I think once we get another year, a couple more years on this, it'll get rolling smooth. So first time jitters for everything.
Phillip, yesterday was big news for a guy like you who's a kick returner, right? With the kickoff return rule changing, did that make you excited about, okay, now like my value has maybe even gone up a little bit more?
No, absolutely. It's a blessing. I was just talking with other guys down there. So much has happened since I've been in college for 6 years. My true freshman year, was the first year that freshmen could play 4 games and keep their red shirt. COVID happened, so you had an extra year. NILs happened, and different teams are moving in and out of the conference, and now we have the Big 12 Combine, and then the kickoff rules. So it's a lot of change going on. I believe that my adaptability makes me understand, and I think I'll be okay. But when I heard the news, it was absolutely a blessing to see, because that it helps guys like me that return and things like that. So I'm excited.
Have you seen what that looks like, the new return rules? Have you seen the examples of that out there?
Yeah, so I was looking at it a little bit. I'm gonna have to study a little bit more, but yeah, they got to kick it in bounds. They're starting 5 yards apart, and the 10-yard drop. If they kick it out of bounds or in the end zone, he started on the 35. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'll have to study a little bit more.
So yeah. There's a short ramp up for the guys to run. So I guess there's not the all the way down the field full speed running. I mean, you have to be kind of a madman to want to return, anyways, because it's such just a crazy position to be in. But does that give you better peace of mind? Or they're trying to make it safer? Does that make you feel good as a return guy?
Yeah, absolutely, because, returning is not easy. Not everybody can do it. And kickoff especially, there's a lot of guys that get that full speed run, and I call them crashed out. So, really just making the game more entertaining for the fans, I believe, and giving guys like me more opportunities to play the game. So,
I don't know of any college in America that produces wide receivers or defensive backs and return specialists, the history of Kansas State.
Absolutely.
How much did that play a role in what you wanted to do, and why K-State?
It's actually funny you say that, because when I went to K-State, I didn't know too much about K-State. I didn't really play special teams in high school like that, and then when I got there, they from day one, we special teams you. And so I adopted that ideology they had, and you could just see it in the games. Like, we're returning kicks, multiple kicks a year, consistently, consecutive years, multiple returners scoring, and it's really dynamic, like the ability to get that third phase to affect the game like that. So, once I adopted that process, I went all in for it and worked on the craft and study with the guys, and made me appreciate specialists a lot more. So it was a blessing.
So Chris Kleiman, we've had him on the show a few times. He's a very interesting guy to me. He has a nice duality where I can tell he's probably a hard ass on you, but also he has a very compassionate side to him. What's it like playing for him?
He's a 100% player's coach. He wants to know what we think, what works best for us. What we see during practice, the games, film. He's very interactive, but he does have a seriousness where he's getting business done. So I love Coach Kleiman. He gave me opportunity. I was a walk-on at Kansas State, and they gave me a scholarship, and I'm very appreciative for that. But I love Coach Kleiman. He's a great guy, players coach. and you don't see that often, especially with I was the last group with Snyder, so it was definitely a big change as far as the coaching styles for me.
What do you think the future holds for Avery Johnson? You get to see him up close and personal. I know you play with Will Howard a lot, but there's a lot of buzz about this young man. And we got to see him last year and how dynamic he can be. I mean, how good can he be? What have you seen, and what do you expect from him?
Yeah, well, what I've noticed with Avery, man, he has potential out the roof. So he got to keep working on the game. But as you can see, he running, he's very dynamic. Throwing, he's connecting with the guys that are there, and it's gonna be dangerous. We need to be on the lookout for him, and he's not afraid of the star status that he has. He's very confident in his ability, and he's gonna create some damage this next year and these following years. So, and he was just a true freshman, so it's only the beginning.
So I mentioned Will. What do you think about Ohio State and the opportunity that he has there? I know K-State would love to see him finish at K-State, but it just is what it is in this landscape nowadays. What do you think of the opportunity with the Buckeyes for Will Howard?
It's a great opportunity. Ohio State has a lot of talent, and he can really share the ball. That's his game, sharing the ball, and I feel like it was with Avery Johnson being at Kansas State. He kind of conflicted, like he was playing and things like that. So I think he's doing what's best for him as far as trying to make it to the next level. And I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see how they do this year. And I'll be watching it. I still talk to Will. He's my guy. So